Imagine if hard work felt as addictive as your favorite video game. If work feels hard for you, it's not because you're lacking discipline, it's because you're missing the systems that make progress feel rewarding and fun. Video games solved this problem decades ago. They figured out a way to make progress addictive, something real life almost never does. I learned this the hard way. I spent months uploading YouTube videos for no one to watch. I was genuinely about to give up. The only reason I didn't quit is because I stopped relying on willpower and started using game mechanics instead. So in this video, I'll break down that system into 4 parts, and at the end there's a bonus mindset that most people never unlock. But once they do, quitting becomes harder than continuing. Part 1. Party system. A core reason why video games are so enjoyable is because you're able to play with other people. And the stats don't lie. Multiplayer games just make more money by default because they're multiplayer games. When you do anything with people you like, it instantly becomes more enjoyable. You've probably experienced this yourself. The best example is high school. When you had friends in the same class as you, it made it more enjoyable, even if the subject felt like the most boring thing in the world. So whatever it is you're working towards, do it with other people. Whether that means joining a club, roping your friends into coming along, or just approaching a random person who's working towards the same thing. If that's too confronting though, you can always make friends online too. Going solo almost always means quitting before the game even starts, because when the process isn't enjoyable, consistency becomes nearly impossible. Trust me, when I first started YouTube, I had 0 friends and 2 subscribers for months on end. I was close to giving up. Finding allies along the way though is what pulled me through. Of course, that's only the beginning. There's a way to make things even more enjoyable to the point where it straight up could become an addiction. It's called gambling. Part 2. Gambling. Okay, I was joking. Please don't go and gamble your life away. Though this does hold some truth. Part of what makes video games so enjoyable is the random aspect. Nothing in a game hits like discovering something new for the first time, whether you discover a new location, cool item, or some insane skill. So to make working towards your goal fun, that's exactly what you need to do. But that's the issue. You can use randomized rewards, but I personally don't find that effective. So what else can you do instead? Well, we gotta dig deeper. See, at its core, part of what makes randomness in games so exciting isn't just the randomness. It's more specifically the novelty. It's finding the new thing. That's why, instead, I think it's far better to use what I call the exploration mindset. Basically, every session you dive deeper into one specific topic. For YouTube, that could be learning a new editing trick, trying a new hook format, or using a new video framework. Think of it of exploring a specific sub-area and looking at the work from a new perspective. As a whole, it's much easier to do this for something like YouTube because every video is about a different topic. But for something like running, this wouldn't be as doable, purely because you're following a structured routine. With things like that, you want to try to be creative. Ask yourself, how can I make each session unique? Even if that just means changing the location of where you run every week. At the end of the day, just remember, novelty keeps your brain curious, and curiosity keeps you playing the game. That's great, but there's something even more powerful. Something that's responsible for video games becoming so popular in the first place. Part 3. Track that XP. Seeing numbers increasing is addicting. If you've played a game before, you know this. In fact, trying to beat numbered scores is what popularized video games in the first place. The act of simply trying to become better is in of itself addicting, but the numbers take this to a whole new level. Of course, it's not just numbers though. Seeing yourself unlock new armor, skills, or weapons in a video game feels fun and rewarding. It reinforces to you that the work you did to get here is worth it. The issue with real life is progress isn't always tangible. It isn't always easy to see if you're leveling up in a skill unless there's a visible difference. The other issue is you often don't see the result for a long time. Working out once doesn't get you muscles, and posting one video won't get you 1 million followers. On top of that, the progression of results isn't always linear. So how do you combat this lack of progress happening? Well, back when I had 10 subscribers and spent weeks working when no one was watching, I figured out the best way to keep myself going. See, it's not just about tracking progress. It's also about tracking the input. If I looked at the output of my result, then I would have had 0 progress. After all, my sub count barely ever changed. But if I looked at the input, I was clearly getting better. Each time I had slightly improved something about the videos, whether that was the thumbnail, the hook, the editing, or the writing. When you track the input rather than the output, you change the win condition. You can't always change the output or the result because sometimes different external variables will affect the outcome. But when you focus on the input, then you're tracking something fully under your control. For YouTube, I did this by tracking the amount of videos I uploaded. For most mental work, it's the amount of time you spend just sitting down and doing the work. If you just focus on being consistent, then you will get the results you want eventually. Recently, I heard this stat that blew my mind. To be in the top 1% of podcasters in the world, all you need to do is post 21 episodes. Because 99% of people quit before they even make it to the 21st episode. People quit so fast because real life has no XP bar instantly showing you the result. Instead, it takes months to see that progress. And that's why tracking your input is so broken. That all being said, while tracking is crucial to making progress, there's something actually even more important that will determine whether or not you actually win. Just tracking progress isn't enough. You need a win condition. Part 4. Have a quest. In video games, you almost always have a quest or a clear mission to complete. The game literally goes out of its way to make it as obvious as possible as to how you need to hit the goal, whether that's with icons on the map or NPCs pointing you in the right direction. Video games always have a clear goal, which makes sense. After all, it's very hard to hit a goal when you don't know what it is. Like literally, imagine you have a goal in a game that just says win the game. You would have no clue how you're actually supposed to win the game. Do you have to beat all the bosses, complete all the side quests, or max out your level? It's impossible to actually know what specifically needs to happen, which sounds like a crazy way to set a goal, and yet this is how most people set them. They just say they want to be fit, get good at a subject, or be rich. There is no specific thing to achieve, so it's impossible to know when you actually hit the goal. And so people spend years of their life half-heartedly chasing dreams that they can't even determine if they've achieved. So instead of just having the goal of being fit, have the goal of running 5k twice a week or doing 3 workouts. But that's not the only reason why goals are so important. There's one crucial thing video games do to make hitting your goals way more likely. Just looking at this picture, you might guess it. It's this. Almost every video game has a little reminder on screen of what your current quest is. The reason for that is because it's actually really easy to forget your goals. Think about it. You've probably set goals time and time again, and then just forgotten about it the next day. That's why you have to have a reminder about your goals. This could be as simple as a piece of paper on your desk, a background image on your phone, or even a sticky note on your door. As long as you can see it every day, it doesn't matter where you put it. I kid you not, the times I've made the most progress in my life was when I was reading my goals almost daily. It feels almost like I'm steering my brain to the right direction. If you're not seeing your goals daily, it's like drifting away at sea. You're not actually controlling or adding intention to your direction. You just end up going wherever the current takes you, drifting on that current for months or even years. Now, we're moving to the final super secret mindset that makes work truly fun. If you played any game before for even a few hours, then you've already experienced this. Bonus, get good. The reason why video games can be so enjoyable is because you get better. Think about it, when you're losing to a boss, it's frustrating and hard, but once you beat them, you feel accomplished. When you fight enemies that used to be hard, you feel OP as hell. And that's because you enjoy not only feeling strong, but also because you enjoy the process of getting stronger. Think about it like this. Are you more likely to enjoy a game you're really good at playing, or a game that you struggle with every single time? Clearly, the game you're good at. So while it is far easier said than done, once you get good at something, I promise you will enjoy it way more. The most obvious example of this in my life would be YouTube. Once the novelty of it wore off, it sucked. It was brutally hard to upload video after video and keep going. Anyone who's ever tried YouTube themselves understands the painful feeling of working hard, yet not making any progress. But now that I'm better at YouTube, it's more enjoyable. And see, that's the thing. You don't necessarily have to be the best. You just have to be a couple levels higher than when you started. Because the better you are, the more you enjoy doing it. So there you go, 5 ways to make your work more enjoyable by turning it into a game. Once I combined all of these, work stopped feeling like it was based purely on discipline and felt kinda like play. Because of that, it allowed me to keep working, reaching the 20k plus subs I have today, which is honestly broken. After all, the man who enjoys walking will walk further than the man walking to reach the destination. That was a lot of walking there, bit of a tongue twister. Anyway, if life gamification is something that interests you, and I assume that is you because you clicked on this video, then you should check this out. I'm running a life gamification event. It's basically an event in my free community where the guild teams up to fight a boss. Each person damages the boss by making progress towards their goals. So if you want to join in on that, then check out the first link at the top of the description. Now that the video is about to end, it's time to take action. If you don't want to apply all of this at once, that's fine. Just choose one tactic I gave you and apply it in your work this week. Then next week add in another. I hope these methods make your work more enjoyable and aid you in getting the progress you want. Keep your sword sharp. Bye bye.